At the turn of the 20th century, as the United States grappled with the growing pains of industrialization and urbanization, its financial systems evolved to meet the increasingly complex needs of commerce and industry. Among the myriad financial instruments that facilitated this economic transformation, Vendue notes played a unique and now largely forgotten role, especially within the banking sector. These promissory notes, issued at auctions, provided a critical mechanism for credit extension and liquidity in a rapidly changing economic landscape. Historical context and functionality. Vendue notes, deriving their name from the term vendue, an old term for auction, were essentially short-term credit instruments. They allowed buyers at auctions to acquire goods, property, or assets without immediate cash payment. Instead, buyers issued a note promising to pay the seller a specified amount at a later date. This practice not only facilitated greater participation in auctions, but also helped buyers manage their cash flow more effectively by providing them with temporary credit. The banking industry of the early 20th century found Vendue notes to be of particular interest for several reasons. Banks themselves often extended the credit that buyers needed to participate in auctions, effectively underwriting the Vendue notes. Furthermore, banks would sometimes accept these notes as collateral for loans, or they would discount them, providing the note holder with immediate cash, albeit at a cost. Economic significance. The significance of Vendue notes in the banking industry cannot be overstated. They were a critical tool for liquidity management at a time when the financial system was less centralized and less regulated than today. By facilitating transactions at auctions, Vendue notes helped ensure that assets and goods could move more freely between parties, thereby supporting economic activity and growth. Moreover, Vendue notes played a role in the broader context of credit extension in the economy. In an era before credit cards and electronic payments, access to credit was more limited and often depended on more personalized, less standardized forms of borrowing. Vendue notes allowed banks to extend credit in a controlled manner, managing their risk through the collateral value of the auctioned items and the creditworthiness of the buyer. Challenges and risks. However, the use of Vendue notes was not without its challenges and risks. The value of these notes, and consequently the risk to the banks that underwrote or accepted them, depended heavily on the stability of market prices for the auctioned goods. In times of economic downturn or market volatility, the value of the goods could fall below the amount promised in the note, leading to losses for the banks involved. Additionally, the personal and localized nature of these transactions meant that banks needed to have a deep understanding of both the auction market and the creditworthiness of the individuals participating. This requirement placed a premium on local knowledge and personal relationships, aspects of banking that would become less central as the banking industry grew and consolidated over the course of the 20th century. Evolution and decline. As the 20th century progressed, the role of Vendue notes in the banking industry began to decline. This change was driven by several factors, including the centralization and regulation of the banking system, the advent of new financial technologies, and the development of more standardized and accessible forms of credit. The establishment of the Federal Reserve System in 1913, for example, provided a more centralized mechanism for liquidity management and credit extension, reducing the reliance on localized credit instruments like Vendue notes. Similarly, advancements in financial technology and the standardization of credit instruments made it easier for banks to offer and manage credit, reducing the need for more bespoke solutions. Legacy and lessons. While Vendue notes have largely faded into the background of financial history, They offer valuable lessons for understanding the evolution of credit and banking. They remind us of a time when the financial system was more localized and personalized, and they highlight the adaptability of financial practices to meet the needs of commerce and trade. Furthermore, the story of Vendue notes underscores the importance of innovation in financial instruments and practices. Just as Vendue notes address specific financial needs of their time, today's financial innovations, whether in the form of digital currencies, peer-to-peer lending platforms, or something else entirely, seek to address the challenges and opportunities of our contemporary economic landscape. In closing, the use of Vendue notes in the early 20th century banking industry reflects a period of economic transition and innovation. These instruments played a crucial role in facilitating commerce and extending credit, adapting to the needs of a rapidly changing economy. As we look to the future of finance and banking, the history of Vendue notes offers both inspiration and caution. Innovation is essential for economic growth, but it must be managed carefully to balance risk and reward. For enthusiasts of banking and financial ephemera, check out historycollectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history. Thank you for listening.